Hello guys, and welcome to Tech, the etc. channel. If this is your first time here, then hello, and if you have been here before, then welcome back. Today I'm going to be filming the second episode in my The Truth About series. I have already filmed one, and I will link that in the down bar below, and also there will be a box up here. I'm just filming on my webcam because I kind of just want The Truth About series videos to be me talking to my camera and just kind of not really edited all too much. So today I am going to be talking about recovery and just recovery as a whole, the general topic of it. Whether you're recovering from drugs and alcohol or an eating disorder or self-harm or whatever. A lot of people say that recovery is the hardest thing you will ever have to do, and I have to definitely agree with that. Recovery is not easy whatsoever, no matter what anyone says. And it's kind of impossible to just go through recovery and be perfectly fine after a few months or whatever. Recovery is a very long process that takes up to years and years of hard work and dedication to try and reach that final goal. It's almost like recovery is a sport in a way. You have to keep practicing to get better at it. And that might sound really weird, but I know that whenever I first started trying to recover, the very first time, I relapsed very shortly after. But what I didn't realize was that relapse is an inevitable part of recovery. And once I realized that, I just kept trying and trying and trying, and it's almost like practicing the sport of recovery. You have to try very hard and just do it over and over again. And you have to maybe even constantly remind yourself that, you're trying to recover. Think about why you're trying to recover. And I know relapse can be very discouraging, but honestly, don't let it really get to you. To me, I've always thought of relapse as a horrible thing, up until now when I realized that relapse is just part of recovering. I know I sound redundant now, but the point is, no matter what anyone tells you, recovery is worth it. It's part of having a problem in the first place. The next thing I want to talk about was people that think that they're not worth recovery. People say that I've been struggling with this for so long that it's not even worth it anymore to try and recover. But honestly, is there an age for recovering? Like, is there a certain amount of time that after having the problem for so long you just can't recover? I don't think there is. Anyone can recover, whether you've been suffering with something for 3 months or 3 long, unbearable years. And it's not going to take 2 weeks to recover. It's going to take just really long time. If you have been doing any of these habits, it didn't take overnight or one time for it to become a habit. It took at least 40 times. It took a long time for it to become a habit, and so it's going to take even longer to break a habit, because ultimately that's what recovering is. It's just trying to break a habit, and that's what an addiction is, obviously. An addiction is a habit that has just, I'd say, more or less kind of ruined your life. Obviously, there's no point in recovering from something that's not hurting you. I think that no matter what you're struggling with, or how old you are, or how long you've been struggling with what you're struggling with, recovery is always something that one may not look forward to and may not think that they are worth recovery. But honestly, why would you say that? Like, why would you think you're not worth recovering? Obviously, you may have gotten to the point where you think so little of yourself that it's kind of just an everyday thought. I'm not worth recovering. I'm going to be like this until I die. But really, you might say that, I can't recover because, I can't break this habit. You have a mental disorder, something that's causing you to have these feelings and want to do these things, especially with an eating disorder. It's a mental illness that becomes physical as well. And you're saying that, I have a mental illness, I can't just recover. But when you think about it, at the end of the day, you're the only one who has the power to control yourself. You always have the opportunity and you always have the ability to go to someone, even if you're underage and you can't go out to the doctor or whatever yourself. You still have the power to tell someone what you're feeling and what you're doing to yourself and get them to help you. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel like it's totally worthless, even if what you're doing is like gotten to a point where it's just fun, as sick as it may sound, it's like you have the power to stop this. You may need help from medication or whatever, and it might be kind of hard to accept that you would need to take medication or have therapy to act normal, but at the end of the day, again, like I said, it's just you being able to control your feelings and your emotions and yourself. And I can't stress enough that it's not easy. And anyone who said that it's easy is obviously lying, because it's not. And one thing with relapse is that I would suggest to not be scared of it. Don't be scared to relapse. It's gonna happen. It's, if not 5 days from when you start trying to recover, or 5 weeks, it may even be a whole another 5 months or 5 years of recovery before you finally do relapse, but it will happen. And if it happens, then you've actually been trying to recover. Recovery and the success of your recovery is not based off of how long you go before you relapse. You more than likely will not be rid of this issue, of this thing that has you and has had you for so long, for a very, very long time. As I said, it didn't take overnight for you to develop these habits and these addictions, so it's not going to take overnight for it to go away. So, above all, just remember that. And remember that no matter what anyone says, you are worth it. Just find something that makes you smile, even if it's one of the hardest things you've ever had to do. And then find someone that makes you smile. Go out into the world, put yourself out there, and find someone like you that feels the exact same way as you do. Find someone who's trying to get better as well. And it might even get easier. Recovery, I mean. I've learned that one of the best ways to help yourself is to help someone else. It is maybe even kind of contradictory in a way, seeing as when you're helping someone else, you're kind of distracting from your own pain. But as long as you realize what you're doing, you realize you're helping someone else. It kind of distracts you from your own self for a while. You're able to look at possibly helping this other person and seeing that you did something and knowing that that person needed you. And to me, that's pretty miraculous. It's kind of amazing. But, you know, you don't have to take my word for it. Just know that you are worth it. You are worth recovering. Don't be ashamed of your past. Don't be ashamed of the scars you have. Don't be ashamed of anything that has come with this addiction. And definitely don't be ashamed of how soon you relapse or relapsing at all. As I said, it's inevitable. Just accept that. And try and do what I said. Go out and find someone. Even if it's just someone on the internet. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I love all of you lovely lilies. Goodbye. Want to see where I got this shirt? Or see the first episode in the series and either click this hand or this hand. It'll take you right there.